Greetings from Puerto Rico. I'm here by Sonia Santiago from Madres Contra La Guerra, Mothers Against the War, calling on the good people of the United States to denounce how Puerto Rico is being used as a hub for military operations in the Caribbean. Madres Contra La Guerra, we have had so far 7 big rallies in front of military bases here in Puerto Rico. Illegally, they took our land. They invaded us in 1898, and according to the Treaty of Paris, the United States received Guam, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Philippines, and Hawaii. They tried to colonize us. And I say they tried because so far we have been able to resist the colonization. One of its manifestations is military. In 1919, Franklin D. Roosevelt came to Puerto Rico. He was then Secretary of the Navy. He loved Ceiba, and he decided to make the biggest naval military base in the town of Ceiba, and he did. And that is where they are housing now military planes, F-35, V-22 Osprey, other helicopters, military helicopters, munitions, and in Vieques, we just learned last week, in Vieques, where the military, the Marines had live munitions, military exercises for over 60 years, and they not only contaminated Vieques, but also killed one civil guard in 1999, which prompted a big demonstration that lasted until they left the island. And a key solidarity was international and also from the United States. We are hereby asking, Madres Contra La Guerra is asking the good people of the United States to join in repudiation of the military invasion of Puerto Rico. We are in resistance. As I said earlier, we were able to close the entrance to several bases, some of them partially, but some of them completely. We have been to Ceiba. We have been, that's where they call it Roosevelt Roads, but I resist that name because it is not Roosevelt Roads. It is the roads of my people, the Puerto Rican people. And they had the audacity to offer $5 million to use again Ceiba. But guess what? They have never really paid. And even if they paid, we don't want the military in Puerto Rico. Anyway, we'll continue our struggle. We also went to Camp Santiago in the southern portion of Puerto Rico last Saturday. And while we were there, over 800 Marines came in 5 big military buses and also military equipment. We also saw how they entered the base while we were there. We also went to Fort Allen, which they also have. It's in Juana Diaz, which they also have a military installation. We went to Ramey Base in Aguadilla. We went to Buchanan. We went to Muñiz Air Base. We've been all over the place. And these were not easy operations. When they stole our land, they displaced people. For instance, in order for them to make the Ramey Base, they did take over 4,000 people 4,000 people out of Barriada San Antonio and Barriada Borinquen. In Salinas, Barriada Ausubo. I'm talking that at one point they had over 3% of our land in their hands. They pay millions, if not billions of dollars in order to have over 800 military bases all over the world. What do they pay here? Zero for the use of our land, of our air, our soil. They had the audacity to close the airspace from Ceiba to Vieques. Why? That was like last week that we learned that since January the 13th of this year, 2025, they had been storing military munitions in Vieques, the same island where we struggled pacifically, peacefully, to get them out. So we are calling on the American people to join us, talk about this situation, denounce the fact that over 80 people have been killed without due process, without any kind of judicial process, alleging that they were narcotraficantes. And even if they were, which we are not sure that they were, I think it is all a lie. I have the moral authority to tell you that my son went to Iraq in the year 2003 because he was in the military, and he was told, they were told, that there were weapons of mass destruction and they were going to save the world. And now they're saying to the soldiers, poor soldiers, that they're going to save the American youth of drugs, of narcotraficantes. All lies. What do Iraq and Venezuela have in common? Oil. What does Venezuela have? Rare minerals, which are very important for capitalistic, imperialistic necessities. They call it necessities. We call them wants, to build satellites and cell phones. In the year 1954, from Puerto Rico, they invaded Guatemala and they deposed a democratically elected President Jacobo Arbenz only because he wanted to make an agrarian reform, and they deposed him because the United Fruit Company had over 50% of the land in Guatemala. In the year 1989, from Puerto Rico, they invaded Panama to depose Manuel Antonio Noriega. They did. How sad. This is really a very sad situation. And we are in resistance. I want you to know that we are not crossing our arms and letting it go by. We are in resistance. We invite you to join us on the 13th of December at 4 p.m. at Roosevelt Roads in Ceiba. We're having our next rally. We'll keep on having rallies. We hope that you enjoy Christmas in the spirit of struggle, in love and solidarity. God bless.